get ready with me while I do my makeup. Now, I always get a lot of people asking me like where to start when it comes to doing makeup. How do I do my makeup? So I pretty much start with either a finishing spray or a setting powder or both. Today I did both. We did the Puff Puff Pass Kimchi baking powder. I honestly love that powder. I start out with that as a base because it helps to blur out my imperfections and smooth out my skin. And I find that my makeup tends to apply a lot more smoother and look a lot more better throughout the day, and I don't get as shiny and oily when I use the finishing powder first. So that's a little tip, especially if you have oily skin. Definitely recommend using a baking powder or a translucent powder before. Then I usually go in and just fill in my brows. Now my brows are micro shaded, so I can do without filling them in, but some days I want them to look a little bit more defined, and then I'll go in with a little concealer, just enough underneath to highlight it. Do my concealer, of course, underneath my eyes, set that, and then of course we're going to go in with my contour. Now with contouring, I usually use a shade darker than me. Depends on how I'm feeling, but I usually do eyeshadow or bronzer, and then I just blend it in and I mix it with my blush. And then today we're using MAC Gold Deposit. I love this stuff. I've had it forever, and it just looks so good on deeper skin tones. It really brings out like the warm in my skin, and that really is it. I'll do like a neutral lip, brown liner, and maybe like a little bit hint of Auburn by MAC Chestnut, and then this is my lip, a nude pink, and then some days I'll add a little gloss. I just like a neutral, natural lip, but this is my makeup of the day.